Oh my god, before I start, I have to share this song with you. I am like obsessed. Por falar em beleza. Onde a gente amava em total solidão. Onde anda você? I am like obsessed with that song. I had to share it with you. But back to the tutorial. Yes, we're gonna be making a circle skirt. One of the easiest garments to sew as a first timer. If you're a beginner, especially since it has no zipper, all you're gonna need is your fabric and a waistband, and then you're gonna make this beautiful skirt. Let's go over the materials. For the materials, you will need 1.5 yards of fabric, 1 fabric scissor, thread, a 2-inch soft waistband elastic, your grid ruler, chalk pencil, your measuring tape, an iron, a cutting mat, your sewing machine, and optional a gauge ruler. Ruler will help you measure when you're hemming, but it's optional. You don't need it. First thing, take out your measurement, a pad, and a pencil. We're going to do a bit of math to help us create our pattern. So the equation that we're going to use is R equals C divided by 2 pi. R stands for the radius and C stands for the circumference. I know it's a bit of math, but this is going to help us figure out what shape to make the first circle and the second circle. The circumference will be our measurement of our waist. When you're measuring, you take from the start, hold it here. I want it here. You can measure here on your high waist, lower waist. It's up to you where you want the skirt to hit. I'll jot down that measurement, 28, and this will be the circumference. Then to figure out the radius, I'm going to divide 28 by 2 pi. 2 pi, we convert it to 6.28. You have to add an inch or two to your true measurement so it can have some space to move around. I want it to fit tighter, so I'm only going to add 1 inch to my true measurement. So I divided 29 by 6.28, and that gave me the result of my radius. That measurement is what I'm going to use to make my first circle. I like to round to a whole number, so it makes it so much easier to follow in the ruler once I start to draw the circle. So do the same. Measure your waist, divide it by 2 pi, round it to the nearest whole number, and that will give you your radius for your first circle. The second step is to figure out the length. I wanted it to not cover my knee but just be right above it. So I determined that the length that I want my skirt to be is 18. I started from where I know I want my waist and then down, and that gave me the measurement of my length, which is 18. What you do next, now that you have your radius and the length that you want your skirt to be, you add those two numbers together, and this will give you the second circle of your skirt pattern. Now that we have the first circle, which is your radius, and the second circle, which is the end of your skirt, we can start making the pattern. One last note, you have to keep in mind about seam allowance. If you do want your skirt to be 18, but you know you're going to take a seam allowance of 1 inch, then add 1 inch to that measurement in order to have the seam allowance there ready and it doesn't make the length that you want shorter. So let's get started. Before I start to draw my pattern, I fold my fabric into 4s because our measurement and the pattern that we're making is only 1/4 of the whole skirt. So what you want to do is fold your fabric in half, then fold it again, and here you have the 4 layers that you need. Take the tip of your ruler, align it to the middle, and make a dash. We're making the first circle. This is the radius number that you took that you wait, the cars are passing by. Sorry about that. Let's get back to it. So you're gonna take your ruler from the tip, align it in the middle, and create a dash. I'm making a dash at 5. Then move across to the end, make another dash 5, and then move to the other end, make another dash. Then slowly rotate your ruler to create dashes. It'll give you an even circle. Don't worry if you move around here and there. You're doing great. So slowly move your ruler across and create your dashes. Once you're done with your dashes, outline the circle and then slowly work my way towards each point that I made. Awesome. So this is the first circle of our skirt. Next, we're going to create the second circle. Remember, this was the measurement that we added with our length and our radius. So what you're going to do, I don't have a ruler long enough to create the measurement that I need, which is 23. So what I did was that I took my measuring tape, you can do the same, and use that as my reference ruler to create the right circle that I need. I placed it right in the tip of the corner of the fabric, created the dash right in the middle at 23, moved to the end, created another dash, moved to the other side, created another dash, and then slowly worked my way towards each point that I made to have, there we go, that's our pattern. Do you see how easy it is? And now all we have to do is take our scissor and cut. Great, doesn't it? Like, I know it's not even complete yet, but I'm already getting super excited about it. Next step is to cut our waistband. The waistband will be the true measurement of your waist. So remember that I told you guys that I measured 28 inches? Boom, that will be the measurement of the waistband. So I cut it at 28. Now I have my waistband. The next thing that I will do is sew the waistband together about 0.5 inches. Then the next step is to open up the seams, place them down, and you want to sew in the middle about 0.25 because we want it to lay down nice and flat. Now that we have our who's beeping? Now that we have our skirt and our waistband ready, the next step is to fold the seams of your first circle. You can fold it about 0.25, 0.5. Don't worry, this won't affect a lot the measurement or the fit of your skirt. Just take your iron and begin to slowly iron it down. This will give us a nice finishing in the inside and allow the ruching to go in very well. By the way, I'm using the gauge ruler just to check that I have the right measurement. The more even the ironing of the seam is, the better the result will look. And you want it to look professional, so this helps you give it that look. Since you already have the iron on, I like to also iron my hems, the hem of my skirt, because it's already on. Why not get it done? So you can also go ahead and hem the skirt. You fold it down, iron it, then fold it again. This way the seam is not showing and you're left with a nice folded hem. Now we can sew the waistband and the skirt. So what you want to do is place your fabric in the middle. Then in the middle but opened up. You want it to have enough space to spread the circle so you can see evenly when you're pinning the waistband and the fabric together. So pin in a cross, so 1 point, 1 point, this point, and then pin across again. This is a pretty big circle, especially for mine since I'm using a knit because I want all the flares. It makes the fabric stretch even more. So you gotta make sure to pin it well in order to pull nice and tight and keep an even finishing. Okay, we're almost there. We have the skirt and the waistband pinned together. Next, all you have to do is turn on your sewing machine and begin. Wait, no, that's not the sound. What's the sound? I don't know. That's the sound. Begin sewing. Look very closely. I am sewing the waistband. The waistband is on the outside and the seam of the fabric is on the inside of the skirt. So the front side is where the waistband is laying and the seam is in the inside of the skirt. You have your arm pulling very tightly the waistband. The more you pull the waistband as you're pedaling through the sewing machine, the better the result. So you want to make sure to pull very well from both hands. What I do is I position myself this way. I have the machine going. I pull the waistband here. I pull it from the top and I continue to sew. This will give you excellent results. Take a look. I know. Easy, right? Now let's hem the skirt. This is pretty easy. This can take a bit because it's such a long circle, but all you have to do is hold it very well as your machine goes through and sew it on the top of the fold. So you're gonna be left with a seam of 0.5. Yes! Did you see how easy that was? We just made a circle skirt and the video speeds it up, but I would say approximately, without making many mistakes or only a few here and there, this will take you like an hour and a half, maybe 2. What takes the most time is making sure to have your pattern ready and ironing the hems. Other than that, all the other steps are pretty simple and super easy to follow. So this has been the end of the video. Make sure to make your very own skirt. Don't dream it, sew it. Hashtag #cremode. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you like it and I'll make similar tutorials. Since you're near the share button, share the video and subscribe. Just click right there. And have you shared the video yet? Come on, subscribe and share the video. So you can also go to my blog. I'll link it right in the description and download the print version of this tutorial so you can have your own sewing recipe with you. I upload new videos every Saturday. I'll see you next weekend.